Hello and welcome to another episode of the Middle Order Cricket Podcast. I've been joined by Khizar Ali and Qasim Ahmed, and we are ready for another show for you. We're just off the back of a series between South Africa and Pakistan, ODI internationals, 3 games, and a historic result, Khizar, for Pakistan, only their second ever series victory in South Africa.
Massive result. I mean, I don't think we can appreciate how big this is. This is a big deal. Alien conditions, a very, very good bowling attack. I know it was a wee bit depleted for the last game, but an excellent result for the new team under Babar.
Qasim, were you impressed at all by Pakistan scoring quite large runs, unusually for them, 270, 320 and 340 over the 3 games?
Yeah, I was surprised actually, given the fact that we're normally used to seeing them 4 down immediately. Fakher obviously turned up for the 2 games, so did Babar. But I would still be questioning where were the rest of the team, to be honest, and would we have won anything had they not turned up?
Yeah, the runs were scored heavy at the top, but to be honest, that's the way you want it. You don't always want your middle order or your lower order having to rescue you. This is us moving in the right direction, and Babar getting a bit of support from the openers makes a big difference. And people talk about his strike rate, but he's been at a decent strike rate, and he started both of the innings that he scored well, and he started them at a really good strike rate and maintained it. So yeah, I think he's in a great vein of form, and hopefully long may it continue.
Qasim, you were asked the other day about Fakhar Zaman and whether he'd found his mojo, and I don't think you were quite convinced, despite 2 very large scores from him.
Yeah, I mean, Fakhar Zaman comes with this the style of play that isn't necessarily suited to consistency, is it? That's quite obvious from his statistics. He's given 2 centuries at the start of his career. Now he's given 2 centuries immediately. 48 innings later. Yeah, but that's what you get with him, don't you? I mean, you don't really expect him to be consistent, or he's not a Babar Azam, is he? Okay, great. Us Pakistan fans, we love that, don't we? We love a bit of spice. Suddenly turns up and banks South Africa for 2 centuries. Amazing, great. But is he going to do it again? I don't think so.
Because is this Fakhar Zaman 2.0? He's batting quite differently from how he's used to.
I've been a bit disappointed with the treatment he's got. It's very rare for someone to maintain a level of consistency over an extended period of time. Even the likes of Kohli we've seen recently, everyone does have their ups and downs. This was a guy who was the fastest to 1,000 ODI runs. He is in the top 10 for fastest to 2,000, considering the really bad run he had in the middle of that. He's in great company in there. He's got some top names, Viv Richards, etc., in the fastest to 2,000. He's got an average of close to 50. He bats at a very good strike rate. He opens the innings. And this particular innings that, his almost double century was a high score by a man chasing. Now, fine, people go and score big hundreds when setting a score, but with the pressure of a chase of a big score, no other guy standing with him, I don't think that we give him enough credit for what he did in that innings. And then to follow up with another 100, I'm not expecting him to knock hundreds out in the next 3-4 games he plays, but I'm more than happy with what he provides. I think we should never be questioning his place in the team if he maintains a reasonable run.
Yeah, but would you have been back in the team had we maybe had 1 or 2 decent other openers? Tell me that right now.
So what's a decent opener? We give a guy 2 or 3 games. If he does well, he's the next Javed Miandad and whatever else. The following inning, if he fails, we're like, this guy's shit, get him out. Our fans are the worst. This guy has got a good enough record to be playing. Give him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. He seems to have changed his game slightly. He's not going gung-ho at the ball early on in the innings. And certainly when he made that big knock in that game, it didn't look like he was going to get anywhere near that in the first few overs.
I think he's now realised that he's got to play the ball on merit. He's got to get himself in and give himself a chance to play a long innings. He's got double ton. He's got another almost double ton. He scores big when he scores. So He's got to. I think now he's decided that. Do you know what? I'm the best guy to judge how I should play, and I shouldn't be playing based on what fans expect of me.
Yep. Qasim, another man who's been constantly questioned in the batting order is Imam UL HUQ. Maybe it's just his surname more than anything else, but he was the third top scorer for Pakistan, and without his key runs in a couple of games, Pakistan wouldn't have got close to those large targets. And he bats slow, but he makes runs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're going to have somebody like Fakher on the other end who's going to, try to hit every second ball at the park, you need somebody sensible on the other end. I mean, if both of them are doing it and both of them are out in 6 balls and we are 2 down immediately. I know Pakistan fans love this whole Afridi mentality, go crazy, nuts, it's all or nothing. I'm not like that, unfortunately. I'm more of a, there has to be some form of balance, and Imam provides that really. Okay, he's not exciting to watch, but he's going to hang around. He treasures his wicket, doesn't he? He's not going to give it away. He's got a decent style of play. He tips the ball over. I would question his fitness a little bit, but I mean, I'm not exactly playing international cricket myself, so he's made it. He's got his spot, and I think he's going to keep it.
Khizar, I mean, he scored 130 runs over 3 innings. Next best in the Pakistan list is Shadab Khan, who's actually only scored 46 runs. So there's a big gap there. And if Imam hadn't scored those runs, would
have been very different. Yeah. No, here's another guy who I think gets unfair criticism, and one is simply because he is a nephew of the great Imam UL HUQ, and people, thought that that's the only reason he made it into the squad. His ODI record is 43 games, just under 2,000 runs, an average of over 51, and a strike rate of over 80. Those are excellent numbers. I do have one farm. I think he can get bogged down. If you remember when he got out, played out almost a maiden, next over, went down the wicket trying to smash it when everything was in order. They were going at a rate that they wanted to, but he doesn't have that rotation of strike. I think if he could, rather than playing out 5-6 dot balls, if he can turn the strike over to somebody like Fakhar Zaman, it changes it. But I think this is a guy that we give that opportunity to. We say, look, this is where you're lacking. Rotation of strike. Your numbers are fine. You're scoring the runs. You're at a decent strike rate. If you could rotate the strike, it'll make a big difference having somebody like him and Fakher batting together.
Let's move on to the bowlers and the spinners in particular. They obviously selected Shadab Khan, hoping against hope that his bowling was going to find some form, which it didn't. And fortunately or unfortunately, he ended up with a toe injury, which meant that we had the leg spinner coming in. And don't you think it made a big difference having 2 quality spinners or 2 spinners who could control the ball versus Shadab Khan who was trying to find that form?
I think Shadab's lost form for a while, but Pakistan have a lot invested in him. They made him the captain of the PSL team. They made him the vice captain of, was it the T20 team recently? Yeah. And, they see a guy who can bat. They see a guy who feels very well. But the problem is, the main reason he's in the team is to bowl. And he possibly isn't even in the top 4 or 5 spinners in the country. So unfortunately, he doesn't make the team, but I can understand why they need him in the team, or they want him so badly to do well. But you got to have somebody. He's lost his drift. He wasn't a massive turner of the ball. He didn't have great variation, but he's not the bowler he was, say a year or 2 ago.
Qasim, he's somebody that Pakistan really want to come good, but we're just struggling to get the best out of him just now.
Yeah, I mean, he's a leg spinner, Khizar, end of the day, isn't he? I mean, how many leg spinners do you know that have come in their careers and just said, I'm going to boss you all? Nobody does that. Warren, okay, once in a lifetime, right? Fair enough. But as a leg spinner, I appreciate and you appreciate the art of leg spin. It is not easy. If you get spanked, you've got to have some real guts to come back. I think he does need a run. He just needs a run, and he needs a bit of mojo back. And I
think that's what's missing, because the thing is, he's not getting any depth. He's not getting any drift. That's just confidence in bowling. He's bowling half trackers and stuff. But for me, based on current form, he doesn't make it. I really like, maybe it's my bias because I like Qadir so much. I think that guy has got some great variation, and I want to see him playing all formats.
A special mention for Usman Qadir's flipper, by the way. I mean, wow.
Brilliant.
Who's the last person to even attempt a flipper in an international game? You're going to look like a prat if you really don't know what you're doing with that ball, by the way. And what a ball it was.
No, fantastic. I just think overall the guy's good.
He's got ability and he's got confidence in himself. And I think it comes down to he's bowled a lot over the years. You know, he's not like Shadab Khan who's bowling here and there. I think Shadab Khan needs to go away, play, you know, domestic and just bowl his heart out at domestic before he gets another run.
I think somebody put it into his head that he's going to be the next Steve Smith and he didn't need to worry about his bowling. That's why. But I want it back to Qadir. You know, a lot of pressure on this guy. This is the son of one of the greatest leg spinners of all time. So just that pressure on your shoulders, that who's your daddy? And then you come in and you're almost not getting a chance to play for Pakistan. You're thinking about going and playing in Australia and, you know, turning your back on Pakistan, then gets brought back. But this guy looks good. I really do like the way he bowls.
Okay, let's talk about the biggest incident that came out of these matches, and that was the Fakhar Zaman run out on his way to what would have surely been 200. Quinton De Kock accused of bad sportsmanship in pretending or supposedly pretending that the ball was coming in to the opposite end. It ended up coming up to him, and Fakhar Zaman was run out. Your thoughts, Qasim, on that incident?
Whether it was right or wrong, well done to Quinton De Kock for doing it, because he's a sportsman, and when you're on the pitch, you want to win. If you're a winner and you want to win, you do whatever you need to do for your team to win. Whatever he did, whether right or wrong, whichever way you want to look at it, he got him run out basically. So kudos to him, and for Fakher to basically maybe learn something from it and know the fact that these guys are on the pitch to win, and so should he be on the pitch to win. So you shouldn't be staring back to see if his teammate made his ground or not. Just you make sure you make your ground next time.
Khizar? This is something that you would have loved to have done on the pitch yourself, no?
Yeah. No doubt. Look, as far as the deception, I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really clever. I really enjoyed that. What I didn't enjoy was what happened after that. This is a guy who scored 190 odds, nearly taking the game away from you. And Quinton De Kock ridicules him, laughs at him, points at him. That's the only thing I didn't like about it. I think that lacked a bit of class there. What he did was brilliant. Laws aside, whether it's legal or it isn't, I thought it was very clever. Really enjoyed that aspect of it. The other thing which comes to mind is we play, you know, shitty levels of club cricket in Scotland. But one thing you're taught is if you are the non-striker running towards where the ball's coming from, you shout your end or my end. And I noticed that the following game, Babar, Azam, everyone was doing that. Your end, my end. These are basics. These are basics of the game that you pick up. So the non-striker needs a clip round the ear for not letting Fakhar Zaman know it was going to his end. Fakhar Zaman needs a boot in the balls for acting like a child and not, you know, and falling for something like that. Quinton De Kock needs a pat on the back and then a punch in the face for the way he reacted afterwards.
Yeah, I just want to quote Javed Meendad. He was talking about this incident and he agreed that Fakhar Zaman should have been watching, but obviously this is in English and I'm sure he didn't say it in English, but he goes, "You must love your wicket and runs like a man loves a woman. When you do that, you can't get run out like this." I just thought
classic Javed Meendad, love it.
That's 100% coming from him, by the way.
Just very quickly, obviously we're finished with the ODI series. I want to just very quickly look at the squad that we've got for the T20 team. All names that I think we recognise from, you know, the PSL and even the previous team that played against South Africa. And I think we're expecting probably to see Usman Qadir again and maybe even Zaid Mahmood in the team. You know, they both bowled pretty well. They might even, you know, split them up in different games.
Yeah.
I think I don't expect to see many surprises in this team. Qasim, would you agree?
No, I mean, how much of a we don't have much of a depth. I mean, you know, they're all rounders, aren't they? I mean, most of these guys are just all rounders. I mean,
well, let me ask you, Qasim, the big question. Again, you were asked this a couple of days ago. Is would you open with Fakher and Sharjeel?
T20, yeah, go for it. Just throw them in. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You know, both of them get early, and then somebody has to come in and rescue it. or both of them hit it off. Let's see it. Let's see what it looks like. It'd be nice to see. Yeah, I mean, what's Harris Rift in there really?
Mate, the guy deserves to play. The guy plays. He's so good. He's in twice. He's that good. He makes it in twice into the squad.
He's just
okay. He's in both columns.
He even spells his first name wrong.
Qasim, let's just mention Harris Rift quickly. He's actually ended up Pakistan's top wicket taker in the ODI series. And again, he's one of the guys that I think we keep saying, or we keep hoping that he comes to, find that form that he's shown in the sort of BBL in previous years. And I think we're not fans, are we, Qasim?
It's just his attitude. It's just his body language, his demeanor, and just it feels
he's got a bit of fire. He's got a bit of passion. He gets annoyed. That's the way it should be.
That's great. Okay. But he seems to carry this body language where it kind of tells me he thinks he belongs there already. He doesn't. He's not done much yet. I mean, earn your place. Earn it.
I don't know. I don't read that when it comes across. I think he's still learning his game. He knows what he's doing in T20 cricket. He's got a job which is to bowl a mixed bag at the end. Yorkers, slower balls, bouncers. He does it well. He's learning the game in ODIs. He's ended up a top wicket taker. I like the idea of keeping him in the team. I like the idea. I'm going to go back to the openers. I like the idea of opening with Fakher and Sharjeel. What do we do with Rizwan then? Where does he bat? That's the only issue, because I'd like to see Haider Ali come in, and obviously Hafiz is in. Just on the openers point, it would be good to have them, but what do you do with Rizwan then? But Harris Rauf, of course, mate, he makes the team. He's going to be playing the World Cup. Just remember, I said that. He'll be playing the World Cup, and that was before this in the last series. I think Pakistan to win. But you know what? Can we give Shaheen Shah Afridi a rest? I know he wants to play everything and bowl everything, but give the guy a break. I know it's him that's choosing to play, but I'm really worried for this guy's fitness. Give him a break. I expect Hafiz to score some good runs. I want to see Haider Ali come good and Pakistan to win 3-1. Pakistan to win 3-1.
Qasim?
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have won the one-day series, by the way, had those players not gone. I mean,
I don't know about that, by the way. Can I just say, I was quite impressed. I was quite impressed by the replacements that showed up. There was some good players that stepped up for South Africa. It was impressive.
I mean, how do you even say the guy's name? Noche.
I would have been close.
Bouncers, right? As if those guys had never faced a bouncer in their life, right? Anyways,
he was playing that game that Fakher scored the runs.
Another thing, I don't know statistically, you guys might not look at this, but whenever Pakistan win the first game of a series, we tend to lose the rest of the games because we get into this mental attitude for some reason that I don't know. We can't win. We can't win this. They just don't have the mentality to take it over the line.
We did it this time, man. Let's just celebrate the one we did. We won the first
great.
game.
I'm happy, man. I'm really happy.
You're a miserable shit.
Look,
you're a miserable shit. You're always complaining
I'm
about
a realist. I'm a realist as opposed to all the other Paki fans, right? All of them going nuts over things like this.
Just enjoy this win. I know you wanted us to lose, so you could say,
I'm going to bring you the do round, right, when you win the series.
Thank you very much. I'll be eating them here. Last time I got a pizza, now I'm stuck to these fucking crisps and shit. This is what I have to problem.
I think it'll be a 2-2 draw.
Okay, great. Okay. Excellent. I'm expecting a 2-2 draw as well. I think it'll be tight.
You're miserable with
Well, we'll be back with these two fence sitters next week.
Indeed you will. Thank you very much, Khizar. Thanks, Qasim. That was very enjoyable. Thank you.
Take care, guys.